You asked for $3 million. Do you know how you're gonna spend it, or what you're gonna spend it on?
So mostly will be research. Since we now have done research on like Indian accent, Spanish accent, there's not like research on German accent. We want to be able to collect more data for people with like different accent from other backgrounds. So we want to, our goal is to hit that 24% in committing accuracy compared with like other. So that's like what we mostly gonna do.
Thank you.
I just want to say your guys' pathos was like super good. It's a really good emotional PM. I thought that was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I did want to clarify, what was the stat that you had? 8.4 billion devices.
Oh yeah, so devices. That's not like that. That does not make individual users because like one user can use multiple devices, right? So for example, I have a laptop. I have an iPhone. Maybe they both have like different race AI system. So that's like per device. That's not per individual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see is this the logo or can you see the logo here?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
the
logo.
logo.
Yeah.
Go back, is the.
Oh, okay. I like it.
Thank you. We like it too.
I'm just kind of interested in what exactly is your differentiation from other companies kind of taking your software and just including it into their own voice recognition.
So our market strategy is essentially to go invisible. So we'll be selling directly to big market players like we discussed, that's like Microsoft, Google, Amazon. Yeah. And so what that means is that they will be aware of our company, we will be pitching to them, and then they will sort of pay us a premium to use our software, and then they can either take that hit or they can up their charge to their customers.
So it's a win-win basically because they do take 80% of the price and we take 20% of the commission. So like anyways, it saves us a lot of money with marketing. We don't need to like go and like spend all the money into marketing. We can just use all the $3 million in researching and improve our product. And to them, it's also like convenient. They can improve their feature and take all those easy money without doing their own research. But they can also help us doing research. Yeah.
I just want to say, beautiful slides. Like, these are amazing. I really like the logo. I'm also kind of slightly confused on your portion of that 80%. So you get 20%. Is that of the $3 you were talking about, or?
Yes, that's the $3 we're talking about.
Okay, so you get 20% of the $3.
Right.
Okay,
They get 80%.
got it.
So my wife is an intern, and she works advocating for people with disabilities, and there are a lot of laws regarding how different organizations, companies, schools, right, have to work with individuals that have disabilities, right? And so, I mean, that kind of is a legal strong arm to force a lot of companies and organizations to like pay for a lot of different services, right? Do you know of any like legal kind of reasons that some companies might need something like this, some sort of inclusivity or something like that, some legal framework that would require a company to have some service like this to prevent exclusion?
Hey, that's a good point. Like a good point for us to look into to improve our marketing skills for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of anything like that, mainly because nothing has changed since ASR systems were developed. From my understanding, it hasn't been a push legally to get companies to pay for this kind of research. It requires an enormous amount of participants, an enormous amount of computational skill, and most people don't have the budget or time.
Right. I wonder if by developing it, you could use some existing law to say you're actually required to buy the best.
Right.
That's Yeah, that's great to look into.
promote it, yeah, for sure, for some companies.
Yeah, we'll look into that, thank you.
So the main users or the main partnerships that you guys are seeking, can you repeat them again real fast? It's Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. Are you targeting specifically their video services?
You mean voice AI services?
It's mostly
Yes.
like for, like Google Meets, so like this kind of like transcription and AI.
Yeah, Siri, Alexa.
Siri,
So like,
Alexa.
those are just examples. We are planning, our goal is to like build relationship with as many partners as possible, to form just like a add-on feature to their existing voice AI. But we are not limited to just those three companies. Those three companies are examples.
Got it. Yeah.
Mostly
it's-
just like partners with like big ASR providers with established voice AI already.
Besides from Apple, because they're a little bit too difficult to work with.
Okay, great. Yeah, my overall question for that is specifically with Google and Microsoft. They offer those services usually for free. Do you guys have groundwork set up for how you're going to tackle like those negotiations with those partners?
I think a $3 add-on feature is a reasonable price. Like, maybe the original AI voice system they use is free, but I think, as a user, I would be willing to spend $3 more to upgrade my system to make it more accurate. So, $3 a month to upgrade is kind of like our base price, like a estimated base price. No matter the original voice AI cost or not. Yeah.
So I guess I'm just a little bit confused. You're going to try to sell this to Google, Microsoft, like these other companies, and then convince them to charge people a $3 per month fee to use this, or are you charging
Yes.
them per user?
So yes, it's gonna we're gonna charge. So it's gonna be a partnership. We're gonna charge the user $3 to upgrade. So it's like per subscription, and then we're gonna take 20% commission.
But yeah, we're making like those companies do that.
This is more of a technical question, but are you planning on purchasing this data from these big companies to essentially train a model for you? Like, is that what you're gonna do? Because they already have all the data that you need. What's really stopping them from just developing their own speech recognition software? They already have all these videos, hundreds of thousands of GPUs to do this.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So Sarah is actually the technical engineer who's been working on the research. But my understanding is our improvements is acting as a glass, so it's like additional. We're mostly focusing on the accented users. We're, I believe, the major market out there. They focused on average English speaking users, not the niche group, like the minority group.
Thank you.
You're not worried about potential problems by charging them $3 to the user. The point being, that opens up the door to a conversation where you have to pay to be understood, whereas maybe English speakers do not have to pay to be understood, as well as like any financial barrier that causes.
Interesting. I like your thinking. So what do you think? Like, what do you think would be a more inclusive way to make money instead of $3?
That's what I'm not sure. I know one of the options that you suggested was the companies themselves kind of eating that cost, which I think could be beneficial to them if they can advertise their products as being able to understand anybody. They might be willing to eat that cost. But I can see it less problem.
Yeah.
I let's say maybe sell our product to our partners for a price instead of charging the customer. Try to convince like those partners to pay us instead of the customers.
Potentially.
That's
Not
a-
the solution, but it's.
Okay, cool, that's a good point, we'll definitely consider that.
I have a question where you got your valuation. I think I wrote down 3 million for 8%. That's definitely a really low amount of equity to give up for a lot of people. So what kind of numbers do you use to get there?
So because our yearly revenue is about $6 million. So we are thinking, the company would probably be worth about $37 million. Based on that, we're just considering $3 million for 8% because this estimated company value.
So you guys are expecting what did they call it, revenue multiple of close to 6x? So you're expecting